Okay. Hey, Laura. This is me. I'm just trying to stay far away from the camera because I'm filming this with my phone, and the light is so penetrating that you can see all of my pores, and I don't know how else to present myself that this won't expose me in some way. But anyway, I'm actually about to get my hair cut, and I thought I would show you like a preview, pre-haircut Derek, and it's disgusting. Look at this. You can pull my hair. It's horrible. It's maybe you like that sort of thing, but I don't know. I feel unkempt. I was at work one day, and I was like walking past like a patient who had like really kind of long hair, and then I like walked past a mirror, and it was like the way I crossed the mirror, it was like a 3/4 angle of my own face, and I saw this and like the flip of my hair in such a way that just disgusted me that I can't do it anymore. So I'm getting a haircut in like less than an hour. So I'm going to make your full video shortly, but just consider this a preview. Okay, thanks. Hello, Laura. This is my new haircut. I don't know if the editing, how that's going to come out in post-production. I hope the transition's very smooth. I was hoping to do like a wipe, maybe, or a fade, crossfade. We'll see. Not sure what my resources offer. But anyway, I'm really sorry to have interrupted Inception for you in the last video. I noticed that you were watching it while you were making the video for me, and I assume that's because you've seen it so many times you've just memorized the script at this point. But I'm actually not a big fan of that movie. I have a slightly lengthy note on my Facebook wall, which now you can't read. You definitely shouldn't read that, because then you'll unfriend me, and you'll delete all these YouTube videos. It'll be sad, and I don't want to do that to us. But no, I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, and I actually just watched it yesterday. Not for this video, not for homework. Maybe I should have. Maybe that's the kind of dedication that you're looking for in a YouTube partner, which I admire. But no, I saw it again, and honestly, it didn't make me like it anymore. It didn't make me hate it. Didn't make me hate it. I mean, it's not like Smoke and Aces. I mean, that's a really awful movie, if we're talking awful movies. But anyway, it's a whole subjective thing, but I don't want to go into it. I don't really like talking about stuff that I dislike with other people who enjoy it. Stuff that brings other people joy is a wonderful thing, I mean, I can't criticize like horrible bands just because they make people happy, I'm not criticizing their happiness, am I? I mean, I'm criticizing the origin of their happiness. That's so bizarre that it doesn't even make sense. Anyway, I'm ranting. What a bizarre rant. Yeah, awkward conversations. That's right, of course. It just comes naturally to me. Anyway, as you can see, I have this notepad again because the length of time since your last video to me was about 3 weeks, and I do apologize for the length of time, of course. But this is, I've been busy lately, unfortunately, but the dedication is there, the notes, the voice memos. We'll see what happens with the content of this video, because I'm just improvising at this point. I don't know. I did think it was funny that you think about your favorite things about me on a regular basis, a semi-regular basis at least. That's good. I like that. But oh, I forgot I put music on. Yeah, now I have to shout though to make sure you can hear me. But no, it's funny. The kind of weather that makes me not want to go outside is any weather, pretty much. I'll be honest with you, but it's really funny the story though about you and your broken cars, your like not functional cars. I've had a lot of cars in my lifetime, but the two worst cars I ever owned were both I owned at the same time actually, and they were both BMWs. It was a 1990 and a 1993. It was an E30 and an E36. If you're familiar with the model years, I don't know if you know anyone who is or whatever. But no, I bought the 93 was like a fixer-upper, and the 90 was like fully restored, great car. But I'm driving this 1990. It's this red two-door BMW. It's beautiful. Oh man. But I'm driving on the highway, and just maybe just horrible things follow me. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm just defined by the horrible things that happen to me. But I'm driving along the highway to my grandmother's house, no less, and something seems strange. Like suddenly the power starts to fall out of the engine. You can tell. Just I keep pressing harder on the gas pedal, and nothing's happening. And before I could do anything, before I could react, I felt like a tiny, horrible, little concentrated explosion in the car. It was kind of crazy. It just felt like something ruptured, and that's basically what happened. I threw a rod right there on the highway, and it was horrible. Just the sound was, it was just metal scraping against metal, and then a hole appearing in the side of something. And so the car just stopped, started slowing down. I could see in my rearview mirror like this trail of oil. It was like machine blood. I felt like Jackie Onassis, except instead of like blood splatter on my face, it was like my own hot, wet tears, because it was horrible. It was like a week after I bought the car. It's not even funny how horrible it was. But yeah, that was. Eventually, I replaced the engine. I repaired it several times. In fact, and I just looked because, oh, there's a cat inside, ironically. But yeah, my oil pan got broken 3 or 4 times because the car was lowered and it just kept bouncing. It was a nightmare. The 93 BMW, I ended up junking. Actually, I paid somebody to haul it off to a junkyard. I don't know what happened to it. The red BMW I sold, and about a month after I sold it, something happened to it, so then they were hounding me. So, because, I'm a horrible person, I felt like the white man getting like a Native American to sign like a deed to land or something when I sold that car, because I just made them sign this is in, this condition, whatever, wherever you buy it, but whatever. Can't always be the nice guy. Oh well. Now I'm the proud owner of an Ultima, which is kind of like, people must think it's a bumper car because they just keep hitting me. I don't know what it is, but at least nothing that's gone wrong with the car has been my fault or some neutral deity's fault in any way, like the car god, whatever. But my friend was down recently, and he and I both discovered that as long as, because I do have a problem with my car starting sometimes, and I have no idea what it is. It might just be the spark plugs are really clogged up or something. There seems to be some problem with oxygen, gas, fuel ratio, whatever. My mileage seems to have suffered. I don't know anything about cars, so that just recent string of words, consecutive words, I don't know what it meant. You don't know what it meant. Whatever. We're all just talking here. The more I think about it, the more like horrible experiences I have in cars. Like, I've had decent experiences in cars, driving from place to place and safely arriving at the destination. You take these things for granted after a consecutive stretch of uninterrupted, driving experiences. But my first horrible thing that happened to me in a car as a driver was my first date, which was horrible, as you can imagine.